They lost the pistol, and what did we see? 11-4 from Nemiga on the first half.
Yep.
And that's going to be very hard to come back from. If we do see the same happening again, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Hands raised, that's going to be tough. But we'll see. Now we're flying straight into the knife on, of course, the lovely overpass. And we will see if overpass will go in the CPH Flames' favor. Of course, CPH standing for Copenhagen Flames.
Say what now?
Yeah, I know, right?
Have you ever been to Copenhagen?
I was just going to ask you that. You've probably been to Copenhagen.
Many of times.
No,
amazing city.
It's on my to-visit list, to be quite honest, because especially Denmark, such a, I'd say such a CS or esports-focused country as well. You know, with teams like Astralis, Heroic coming from there. Honestly, I think it's a good.
Do you think that if you drink water there, you'll become better at Counter-Strike?
Maybe I just need to move to Denmark. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's that is what I've been missing.
You instantly feel your trigger finger just itching, ready to go.
The Danes, you know, like subconsciously influencing me and getting me to actually play better at Counter-Strike. I think you might be onto something there. I think you might be onto something.
I'm a mastermind after all, as we do wait for, of course, the start of this match to commence. Of course, we did see Copenhagen Flames once more winning the knife. Now they will start on that CT side with, of course, Nemiga now trying to force the issue. P250 raid was. That will be Lollipop. Let's see if he can make it work as well. Speed 4K also has that P250, so that will be a lot of pressure on the long range. Jabby now already getting a jab in towards his side, but so far not really taking all that much damage.
Just a little bit of a jab in the side, you know? Just to
it
annoy
still
him.
hurts, it's still annoying, but you don't die, right?
No. Well, no, I'd hope not. Otherwise, I'd have probably murdered some people by now in my life.
Oh, God.
But let's see, though. Speaking of murdering people, I think Nemiga here needs to get a proper opening pick. Might be that Lollipop focus as well. He can definitely get a few tags more out on Jabby. And now, with them falling back, Nemiga getting toilet control eventually. The flash is not really that effective in the end, though. You can see the refrag comes in after that Jabby takes out Lollipop. Jo, of course, as you so lovingly said, taken out, and oh dear, Speed 4K really showing up. But Dafu with the flank not being as successful as you'd hope. He's the last man standing, so he could have asked to show up, but he doesn't. And that means that Nemiga takes that pistol round after, of course, well, losing that knife round.
Once more, they start off well on the T side, at least with the pistol round. The rest of the rounds is still yet to see. They're doing well. They're starting off strong, and well, let's see if they can actually continue this good start. Of course, they forced by to come in from the Copenhagen Flames. Last time around, they were only able to force back in towards the Nemiga, their pistol follow-up by on their CT side. We'll see Deagles to come out. Decent utility as well, and that nade will deal some damage on towards Box, as we do now see, of course, a little bit of a slow play to come down from the side of Nemiga, trying to force the issue, and then, well, maybe they can eventually get around him. They'll just be trying to at least put pressure somewhere, but they do have to be wary of those Deagles, because Deagles, scary, scary stuff.
Oh, absolutely, and I think both teams have kind of shown themselves that they can really be good with those Deagles at times. So we'll see if Nemiga or if Copenhagen Flames can prove that again, if they can actually get a couple of lovely 1Ds. We do love to see them, of course. There's nothing quite like that. And I think especially, I believe it was Jabby who really got a couple of consistent, clean...
merge with the frag on towards Lollipop. And, well, that pops his straight red off. It's going to be Merge standing by before yet another. There will be some utility going towards his angle. Oh, that's a good tag on towards Yeo, as it will be him standing by the AK now moving up as well. It will be MDS with now one frag in return. That's going to be Mangs to fall. But Merge, he's standing by. He will go down in the end, but it's still Jabby on towards the side. Eagle in hand, having had a frag on towards Speed as a 3-on-3, and look at the flank. So late to come in, but so late. Maybe not too little too late, because they're all still focusing on the players on towards the side. It's going to be MDS and Jo to get the frag. Only Basso alive. They have now seen where he is. They're trying to fight him for, of course, that last little bit of cash. And Max 10 to come in, and MDS with a triple kill, making $1,800 for himself.
I just realized what you made me think of with Jo. Have you ever seen that YouTube video of that girl that like really deadpan goes from the everybody let me see hear you say, yep, there you go.
Weho.
That's it, boom, there we go. who I hope for you that you still get to say Joe's name quite often, because clearly you do seem to like it so much.
I love his name.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Nemiga also, that's also something beautiful with how well they started it off here. 2 rounds in their favor. Copenhagen Flames now on pretty much an eco. The only thing being that flashbang in the hands of Basso, which I'm afraid isn't going to do that much.
That's a very good flash. Jo, however, with the frags as well as the rest of his team. And that's clean. I was a little bit scared because it was a very good rush, very good flash, and it would be a chance.
I feel like the flash was a little bit too late, kind of, in the sense that by the time it ended, Nemiga was already ready to respond.
Oh, yes.
So they didn't kind of move on it efficiently enough. And that also means, of course, you were talking about Copenhagen Flames needing to get that advantage at the start. They have their side advantage. They're on the CT side, but so far the round advantage isn't really there, and that's kind of worrying to see, especially Nemiga. Of course, they've gotten that first map, so it is very important for Copenhagen Flames to actually pull it back now on this, first half, and to just be able to kind of cleanly finish it off on the second.
Well, we do see that AWP coming in from Mertz, of course, being a very competent opper so far. As the rest of his team is just trying to slowly gain intel and trying to play it out. 3 players on towards the B side, 2 players on towards toilets from, of course, that CT side. But now Manx getting a almost frag on towards MDS, but he should have rather actually gone down. But Mac 10 not really doing too much damage as of yet. Fox now trying to move in, going rather aggressively. Will take a molly to the fade, but actually gets a flank on towards the player here. He will be flashed, he will still get the frag. No, it's Jail to kill him in return. It's going to be a clean house so far on towards that B side as Lollipop also takes down Manx. Nade comes in, but still a save for the side of Copenhagen Flames, hoping to bring that AWP into effect later on, as he's still trying to hunt for at least 1 frag in their favor.
And let's see if that will at least happen for him. You do kind of grant him that at the very least, because now definitely Copenhagen Flames, they just have to save this. Those 2 weapons, the M4, the AWP, they're too worthwhile.
Well, it seems as if it's not really that big of a chase from Nemiga. They're, of course, now also trying to build some more economy, but they already have pretty decent savings. They're just going for more and more and more. And that means that whenever Copenhagen Flames will be able to buy back in towards them, which of course they now can with 1 player maybe on a little bit of a less of a buy, it's gonna be them trying to rebuy and rebuy, because they're really already building so much money.
Yeah, it's a serious amount of reserves, really. Looking at some of these players, you've got amounts, I'd say on average, it's almost 8,000. It's actually, yeah, it is at 8,000 on average, because with the team money, I can see that it's 40,000. So divided by 5, that means 8,000.
You are so smart, dude.
Mathematician, dude. Let's go. But let's see if now we can see more of a numbers game happening from Nemiga, them getting perhaps that 4th round into a 5th. Although at the same time, Copenhagen Flames, this saved AWP and M4, there may be a chance.
Oh, in the meantime, Bucks will take down Jabby. It's going to be a push towards the B side, or at least a little bit of a peek, as there will be 2 more frags coming in. Both Basso and Manx go down, meaning only Mertz and Duff are alive. Duff only on a Deagle, and Mertz only on the AWP. Most likely to save again. Actually, no buy coming in towards this round from the side of Copenhagen Flames, whereas I would have expected them to force the issue. Now in the 1v4, Mertz is still actually risking his AWP because he's saying, well, I can buy it again next round. And he will get a no-scope. He almost gets a 2nd as well, but I'm not sure why. You can still play from heaven, deal some damage, fall back, have it for the next round. And of course, you can rebuy right now, but you might want to have some reserves, because even if you win a round, and if it will be a 1v1, there's still a very big chance you will then not have the reserves to buy yet another AWP if the AWP is dropped way too far away.
Yeah. It's a shame, but sadly things just aren't really looking that favorable for the team. And we'll just have to see what they make of it in these next few rounds. But of course, Copenhagen Flames, this is another one of those rounds they really need to show up here. If they don't, then I'm afraid that they really just won't stand much of a chance in the round after this one either. And then Nemiga is starting to get into this ballpark of 6, 7 rounds with 0 rounds going to Copenhagen Flames, and that's getting scarily close, Starts off well, though. Mertz can take out Jo, and Jo with that, sadly, going down rather early on. Boosted spot here, though. This could work out from Nemiga. Let's see. Box, does he spot anyone out? Not just yet.
Oh, but
maybe in a moment. Oh, but he gets spotted himself because Basso sees him.
He was actually boosted himself, so he's like, oh, wait, who are you standing next to me? Hello, neighbor. Goodbye, neighbor.
This isn't part of the skyline. What are you doing here? It is what it is, though. That may be the start that Copenhagen Flames has needed, because now we're in that 5v3 situation. That is a clear Copenhagen Flames advantage. And let's hope that they can now transfer this advantage into a win, because that is definitely what they desperately need. Although, watch out here for MDS. A strong entry frag when he needs to be, but can he contest with this AWP from Mertz ready and waiting for him to peek in?
Well, he is definitely a Mertzer, as he will get the first frag on towards MDS. It's going to be him falling to speed, however, but it's now a 2-on-4. A player still on towards A long for that Copenhagen Flame side, as, well, you will soon actually get towards the corner, but not peek, of course, waiting for the pressure to come down from Nemiga. They are coming, they are peeking, but they are most likely also to fall, as Speed will not be expecting the player to stand there. He will go down to Jabby. Oh, but Lollipop going for the fight. Gets one, but then will fall, and that is indeed the first round coming in for Copenhagen Flames.
Could have perhaps just committed to the plant instead, gotten that little extra bit of cash, but they are still very well, you know, how do I put it? They just have so much money that it doesn't matter that much that they've lost this round now. It's a good start, though, for Copenhagen Flames. They've been needing this. They've been looking for this first round, and they've finally gotten it now. So we can only hope that this is one of the many that they will get in this first half of them. It is on the CT side, of course, and we said it before. It is the CT side, and it is supposedly favored on overpass, so they do have to kind of make it work now, make it happen.
Well, so far we're waiting for the action to start once more in this round, and it might be a B execute to come in from Nemiga. There will be players standing by, 3 in fact, as they also use their incendiaries to hold down that A short area. B short area, rather. I'm sorry, I do mistake the size sometimes.
It's okay.
I also have the problem with the alphabet. I just mess up letters, don't worry. It's Steph standing by, spotting some players. Will be a molly on his feet. There will be a smoke coming in. However, it doesn't really help him, as indeed there will be some headshots coming down. MDS and Box both with some kills. There's still a player on site, and there's a player rather close as well. It's merged with 1 frag just to be answered the ball, as Manx is standing behind his smoke, biding his time. And also Basso has 4 players on the side of Nemiga. Make that now 2 against 1 of Basso. Standing behind the side, he has been spotted out. He's going to be chased down as well. It's going to be Jo over the last 2 frags. And a triple kill of his own. 6-1 for Nemiga, and they instantly bounce back.
The elevated position there wasn't anticipated by Basso, sadly. There was a solid chance there for a moment. His spray transfer was also on point, I believe. Although, actually, I think that might have actually been... I think that was Manx, actually, or Mars.
Oh, he tried to do it.
Yeah, but
he just couldn't.
It didn't really connect. It didn't really extend. A shame for Copenhagen Flames, of course. Nemiga now getting their 6th round. And I'm still worried for them. I'm still looking, of course, at Copenhagen Flames now. And there's actually been, I believe, a tactical timeout called, looking at that timer.
Ooh.
And how much longer it's running now. I suppose that could have maybe been by, well, I would say maybe Nemiga, but
no, definitely no. Copenhagen Flames. They just lost a round. They don't really know what they can buy right now. They have, of course, Manx and Jabby quite well in the money, but the rest of the team, not really too great.
They are committing to a buy, though.
Yeah, Mertz is buying up, and will he be able to do it for himself? And of course, the team, they have to make something work, because the more rounds go in favor of Nemiga, the harder it will be for the Danish side to come back. And, well, as we said before, the money in favor of Nemiga is doing really well. And, well, will he be able to extend it?
That's hard to say. Also, I just wanted to highlight, you know, before it goes away, look at JO's kill death rate. 10.
Oh, my God.
1 death so far. We're already in the 8th round now.
Oh, my God. How is he this good?
He is just absolutely
I think
insane.
It's because we're hyping him up.
Yeah,
man.
you know, he's feeling that, you know, the cast pressure, right? He's feeling us really just being so excited to see him perform. And, well, it is something interesting to keep an eye on. It is definitely a good point to sort of see him as the highlighted player of this, well, map so far.
It's going to be Mats taking out Speed. I was scared that he might take down JO, and all our hype would be for nothing. As well, so far we do see a decent-ish buy from Copenhagen Flames, 2 Famasses. And of course an AWP, an M4, and MP9. That should be necessarily a round to come in, as they do now have that opening kill. Jabby will be close by, as there is a player peeking, but he will win the fight against Box. And once more, Nemiga is struggling. Just smokes being used, just a little bit of delay coming in from Copenhagen Flames. And so far, it's just a very good and solid round.
Yeah, there's you can see kind of attempt from Nemiga to get the pressure onto a site gradually by, for example, those long peaks there from, I believe that was Box, who actually went down. And it's a bit of a shame because it just, when it doesn't end up succeeding, it's just you have one of your teammates dying and then you don't really stand that much of a chance anymore. Also, well, this is quite closely pushed up on toilets here. That could maybe become a nasty surprise with Barso here. He could just as much become a nasty surprise if he gets the frag, although MDS ends up going away, so won't be a particular problem. Jabby here should have heard some audio cues, I believe, but nobody's really deciding to go back through toilets. Nemiga here probably just deciding to save this, I'd hope.
Well, it seems like it is. They're now also recovering that AWP and taking it on towards the T-spawn area, hoping to make it work better, at least in the round to come. 6-2-2 it will then most likely be, because the time has now run out. And we do see Copenhagen Flames do, well, moderately well. Opening kill with Mertz and then just try to play it out safely. Get a few more frags if people do overextend it, of course. Jabby finally, again, now finishing off a fight in his favor. The problem is that, of course, Nemiga can still buy, but the reserves are slowly running out. You have JO having some decent money, Box as well, Speed as well, but then you look at Lollipop, and he's not that rich. So maybe one more round could do it for the side of Copenhagen Flames, as long as they do hold off those bomb plants to come in. Because, of course, that is just an enormous cash influx for every player.
It's a game of momentum, you know. It's Copenhagen Flames that with that can keep the pressure on Nemiga for a change instead of it being the other way around. They can get their economy nice and low, make sure that they don't have any reserves, and that Copenhagen Flames with that now. Oh, that is a good nade frag though in the meantime. Manx goes down to Box and Lollipop there. I think combined nade, I assume that was.
Yes, I thought it was a free nade stack.
Oh, you love to see it happen. You know, I've got a soft spot for those, you know, especially on a map like, well, not so much on Overpass, but I always associate that with Inferno. Like, just down Banana, for example, you know, like you just throw that nade spam and getting 2 or 3 frags like that.
Feels great.
Absolutely.
Just does something, makes you feel butterfly, says, but Mertz will now actually get a first frag for himself, and of course his team, towards one of the Nemiga players, now out for the count. But there's still 4 more, and they are looking for, of course, their own opener. They will not go for the B side anymore, and look at this push also coming down from Copenhagen Flames. Map control really in their favor, and Lollipop, he is not expecting this push to come in. He will be fragged out by Basso, now also checking if water is completely clear, and yes, it will be. A third player will go towards A. The fourth still has to stay towards B, but they almost wanted to go for that gamble rotate. Player to be spotted, Mertz with another frag, and so far Copenhagen Flames is turning on the heat. As of course they don't want to lose right here on towards their own map pick. It's going to be Mertz aggressively peeking, now maybe also going down, but it's going to be Jabby to cover him up once more before he falls, and Fox with about 500 bullets flying past, finally dying.
Yeah, I was worried that Daffer was kind of going to mess up the spray a little bit too much, but in the end the result was there. Copenhagen Flames now achieve their 3rd round, and that might just be what they need, you know. It's a nice milestone for them. It's Nemiga's economy also, you know, pressured and gotten a little bit lower now as well, normally speaking. And, oh no, they can still pull a decent buy out of this. But after this, it is really, you know, the party's over once this is done. If they don't get it back here, then it will definitely be Copenhagen Flames keeping the pressure on and standing a solid chance of streaking a couple of rounds together.
If Nemiga does get a bomb plant, I do believe they will get 3,700 each. So that's still decent to at least go for AK armor, but they won't have any utility. So then there will be a very big trade-off. Do we go for the buy here and lose utility? Or will we then buy at least and have utility with Galils? So that's the scary part for Nemiga, as they are now being pushed in towards the corner. This is a must-win for them, as of course Copenhagen Games wants to deny their resources at this moment in time. 2 players currently in the toilets area. And Jabby's just happy to play there. He feels at home, because everyone at home also usually has a toilet.
Really
that
now?
really helps them out, it seems.
Sometimes, you know, you just say the most interesting facts. It baffles me every time.
Oh, yes.
Yes. But, well, I hope that Copenhagen Flames can baffle us as well with a lovely 3-round streak to follow this up, what they've been doing so far. And with that they can push it to the equalizer. We'll see if Nemiga with that will be put down a little bit, but right now it's still going pretty steadily. And oh, Box here gets a good frag on Jabby though. It's going to be a late execute from Nemiga because the time is ticking. They've got less than half a minute to actually push onto the site. And oh, that time pressure might not be too good for them. Jo though, that's a good frag, but now the engagement in Manx is too good. Jo might be able to commit to the plant, but now he'll have to fight it out in a...
Still has to grab the bomb.
Oh,
and with
no.
10 seconds left, the players are already moving in. He's going to plant on a different position they might be expecting, but he's currently on the truck. For first peak, he will get one. But Dafu instantly there for the refrag, and of course the pickup of the AWP. Mertz just doing the Lord's work once more. Getting, I believe, 3 kills for himself and just racking up kills left, right, and center, keeping that A side close for the time being. First taking down long, and turning on towards short, taking down MDS, saving his teammate. Eventually will fall. Seal is going through Banks as well with a double kill of his own, and it's just really well played from the side of Copenhagen Flames, really covering off that A side well, despite the players being so close.
I think that the only way that could have, that last round could have actually gone Nemiga's way was if that kill had been a collateral. If he'd gotten 2 players at once, but there was no way in, well, no way in overpass, I guess I'll say.
Oh, wow.
For that frag to have actually connected, or for that to have actually succeeded, because no time to plant the bomb, and on top of that, you know, just double peek. Double peeks are hard to fight.
I hate them. My brain just can't comprehend.
Yeah.
I just always, like, if they're double peeking me, I just tilt. It's like, my brain just can't keep up with 2 people walking into my screen. So you can just imagine how hard it is for me to be in spawn with all my teammates.
Yeah, it's a really traumatic situation for you.
Too much happening at the same time.
Too many influences, you know, like
overstimulating. I just never, ever know how to pick. Sometimes I'm just having a lucky headshot on one. At least I feel as if I have a lucky headshot. As now Bazo isn't that lucky. He's just very skilled. With Devil as well helping him out. Of course, it's against Nico, but still, it's really good work so far. Not losing a single player. But Jo, he's actually on towards the hunt, on towards toilets. There's a player there. However, the player now behind him says, hi, bye. It's round for us, 5-6. Let's go, baby.
Surprise. Yeah, it's a solid round so far by Copenhagen Flames, and I believe they also preserved every member there. Everyone keeping their weapon, and we'll see it again here. Dafuir along with battles with solid monster hold, and the moment that they had monster control and bomb control, the round was pretty much, you know, in Copenhagen Flames their pockets. We'll see now if Nemiga can prevent the equalizer from coming. They have that full buy again. They have the utility. Maybe don't have an AWP, but they'll live. They'll survive.
Well, in the meantime, there will be utility thrown out by the side of both Nemiga and Copenhagen Flames, trying to get some control in. As Jabby is, of course, going aggressive with Basso as well on towards a long. There will be support from Mertz on towards Party with the AWP as always. But Mangs is now currently being pressured. He will be firing, he will be running into it, and he will go down. That is the first frag in favor of Nemiga. Of course, on the round to hold on a possible equalizer, as there will be a very nice run by from Jo, but Mertz and Basso, both now with a kill in return, bring it to an equal score. And Nemiga might be struggling. However, if Nemiga will turn in towards a B take very quickly, they will be able to catch at least Copenhagen Flames of guard, but Mertz is already rotating. He's currently in the heaven position with the smoke. He's not getting in
Lollipop
there. They fill their smoke, but Lollipop is just too good. He takes down Mertz. It's a 3-on-2. Rotate coming in from the last player from the Flames side as well, as there's quite a lot of time, and one of the players from Nemiga is actually moving the other way around. He's trying to get a control, and the bomb is now holding on, waiting for his moment to strike, as Lollipop will maybe be blindsided. Indeed, he will be spotted out by Dafu. And now the bomb actually went towards B. However, the last player is holding down towards that A side and is trying to hold that off and trying to fake it so the bomb can be planted on towards B and now go through connector towards the B side. It's so confusing.
Wow, this is mad. But to be fair though, I do want to say as well, why did it take so long for the bomb to get there?
Because he was doubting either to go A or B, and now they said, okay, we've just had Lollipop die. Now we're faking towards that A side. They will have to rotate because they're expecting that bomb to be there. And then, well, this time it worked out, but maybe the next time it won't. Flashbang coming out for the side of Copenhagen Flames, going to Dogs with the first 2 frags actually, with MDS also helping by. Even with a Galil, he made it work, and now we'll have an upgrade to the M4 as well. is going to be Copenhagen Flames. Still doing really, really well, but Nemiga just a little bit stronger on towards this round.
Yeah, it's, I think here this is maybe also a sort of turnaround point for Nemiga again. Copenhagen Flames there, they had a bit of a shot at it. It was a 2v2 equal chances, you'd say, but the crossfire from Nemiga was just too good there, I'd say, and there wasn't really much that Copenhagen Flames could do against that. But we'll see now how they play out the rest of the rounds. We are getting towards the end of this first half. And Jabby here, he gets a lovely opening frag there, takes out Lollipop, and that's immediately one of the stronger players on the Nemiga side out of the equation. So we'll have to see if that can potentially be converted into a round win altogether.
That's a boost you don't often see. It's quite a gamble, and Copenhagen Flames isn't scared to go for gambles like that. Going for a little bit more aggression on towards their CT side, playing the underpass position to perfection. Now it's going to be 5-4. Nemiga all up against the odds right now, but at least they currently have the odds in their favor, winning the first map. But the mid pick of the side of Copenhagen Flames currently going slowly but steadily into their favor. Yet they are still 2 rounds behind. Able to bring it back towards 1, on towards this. And maybe soon we will see if the Danes will make it happen.
Who knows? Who knows? That's still the question for today. And we're also still only in that second map, so it can go anyway. We'll have to see in a moment now. Jabby's hold is going to have to be good enough. They don't check towards toilets. That means it's a free frag, you would say, but it is Manx and Mertz even actually cleaning up in the end. Box here, though, that's a lovely headshot. Will he immediately connect it to the second player, though, here by Truck? Does look like there's a fight there. He knows the player is there. By Bins, but Basser actually gets him from toilets. It's a solid frag for him coming in, and then it's Copenhagen Flames who now get their 6th round. Things now towards the end of this first half are going quite toe-to-toe, if you ask me. Nemiga, they do show up at times, but it is quite tough for them, it seems, to actually try and finish it off now. At the beginning, we were, I think, a little bit surprised by the, I believe it was a 5-0 advantage that Nemiga had. But now that advantage has really kind of shrunk away by now.
And you see an AK hero buy from Jo, as the rest of the team will go for pistols, and it's going to be hard for him. It's going to be really hard and really banking on that Estonian player to come true, as there will be nades flying in time and time again to deal some damage to him. Actually quite survivable for him so far. 71 HP, did quite well, actually not getting tagged completely. But you may want to consider dropping over that AK now towards Lollipop. Of course, he has a Deagle to trade with you. He has full HP, and with these M4s in play, actually only one, the other ones are FMAS and 2 AKs, there's still a better chance for Lollipop to make it happen.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, Lollipop, he also has that army, you know, very standard. And Jabby here takes out Jo now, and that's Lollipop out of the running as well. Now it doesn't matter anymore. That Hero AK is, along with bomb control, completely gone. And yes, it... Oh! Almost Jabby surviving with just 1 HP left. Good lord almighty, that lucky bugger. We'll see now if he can keep that up. And Manx, oh, he does throw it back though. And in the meantime, Mertz follows up. And suddenly, Speed 4K. Last man standing. And what will he do? Not that much, I'm afraid.
Now he's just standing by, waiting for the time to tick out and maybe get a lucky kill, as there is one player without head armor. That's going to be Basso. It's going to be him eventually falling to Mertz, and well, the Glock on that range, even with dinks, doesn't deal all too much. As you can see, only 41 damage to be expended on the side of Mertz. And now we have an equal score going in towards the last round of this first half. The odds slowly turning more and more in favor of Copenhagen Flames, and if you just saw that beautiful drive-by from Jabby, it's quite understandable. I am, however, confused that the player with armor, the one without the AK, of course, that was Lollipop, also carried the bomb. That's the one player you don't want to have planted, because he actually able to get pressure on.
To be fair, he was also, I think he was also just running ahead quite far. And that's also quite silly, you know, because at the end...
You want to bait your rifle or your pistols.
And you want your bomb, quite simply, you want your bomb planter not to be running ahead of the train. That's one of the fundamentals, I'd say. Because if you do then have, you know, a fight immediately coming in or utility thrown your way, you know, he has to only catch like 1 or 2 nades, and surprise, surprise, bomb planter is down and you've lost your bomb control if they throw a flash after it, or they can grab some sort of control of that bomb location. So that's a bit of a bad play there by Nemiga, quite simply put. Now in the last round of this first half, we'll see if they can redeem themselves, and if there's going to be them that take the last round and take that advantage, or if it is going to be Copenhagen Flames that take it back now. I'd say with the rifles, it's either man's game. It's Jo. He's falling behind a little bit with his deagle. Oh, it's okay. Going for the same boost. Let's hope it works this time. This time even.
They're
oh boy.
Still waiting. And they're actually going for a counter boost here as Basso is standing by. Meanwhile, Defu will be tagged up, I believe, by a nade. Towards 25 HP, there will be a nade stack on towards a long position. And there wasn't a boost coming. There was just a smart play coming down from the side of Nemiga, having the opening kill as well now. They don't have much utility. They don't have much to go with apart from those AKs, and then the deagle towards Jo, but he still gets a frag and now an upgrade as well. Another frag for himself, goes for the third, but it will be Jabby to get one just before falling. A 1v4 for Mertz, and of course he has to go for it with this last round of the first half soon to end. And well, we have to, unfortunately, in his disfavor, it's going to be in favor of Nemiga. 8-7, they now have the lead once more, but they have lost quite a few rounds. Look at how it's seen on the scoreboard. First, a very good streak, as you said, 5-0 in favor of Nemiga, then getting another round after a bounce back from Copenhagen Flames. But from that point onwards, they lost all grip on towards this match, and it seemed as if Copenhagen Flames is doing quite well. Now it is going to be the question, however, how strong will their T-side be? Well, against the side of MIBR, they got 6 rounds before the match was concluded. Their CT side was actually stronger, and this time they have struggled on the CT side.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how it goes this time. It could then mean a certain advantage for Copenhagen Flames. At the same time, though, I'd also say that there's more pressure onto Copenhagen Flames now, because obviously Nemiga have gotten that first map. If they do not win this second, then that's it. Then it's over for them. And, well, they will be obviously sent to that, I believe, lower bracket final, that would be, or...
Yes.
Yes. And that would be a right shame for them. They'd have to fight it out over there. And you can get into the grand final for Group D from there. But it is far more challenging than taking the upper hand here and winning the final spot like that.
Well, that's mainly due to us expecting the loser of this match having to play against MIBR.
Yeah.
Because MIBR tomorrow in the first match has to play against Singularity. If they do manage to win that, which we would dare to expect, but we've seen a Danish team do crazy stuff already. If they do manage to win, the winner of that match, Singularity on MIBR, will have to take on the loser of Nemiga taking on Copenhagen Flames. The winner from that match has to then go on for, of course, the upper bracket final, or at least the grand final of the Group D. To see, will get an additional 1,000 euros and, of course, more money because they win their matches in the group stage as well, and will play for a decent seat in the playoffs starting on Wednesday.
And can't wait to see those playoffs happen. Of course, just the day before that, we do have that final match of Team Heretics between Windstrike coming up. The only match that day. A surprisingly quiet day for us.
Oh, yes.
What we've gotten used to now.
Unless if we have other things to be delayed. We never know, as we do see the USP standing by. P2K on towards Jo. And he's waiting for, of course, the challenge to come. It's going to be MDS now going for the flank on towards the Copenhagen Flames players. He will be spotted out, but it's going to be a great frag shot towards Basso. Another player on towards short will try to contest him, but actually runs away. As there will be, players being blindsided. Oh, that's a very good kill from Lollipop. Where is he actually standing? Is also on towards short. It's a very good flank from the 2 players, but then they lose a lot of them. It's going to be Nemiga struggling into a 2-on-3, but look at the damage done. It's going to be Max only 1 shot away from but Dafu. Yet another of his own, leaving only Lollipop alive in a 1v2. He's moving up. 2 players left to find. He doesn't have a defuse kit as of yet. I'm not really sure where it was dropped, because I know they had one. But well, the time is now running out, and it's going to be him having that defuse kit, but Mertz trying to dance around, because of course he's a beautiful dancer.
And he's also a beautiful tap dancer, it seems, as he taps out Lollipop in the end there. Gets the frag on him and also denies Lollipop that defuse kit to be taken into the second round. Now that's a good start for the Copenhagen Flames, whilst Nemiga might have gotten the pistol round in their own half, in the first half. This time it goes to Copenhagen Flames. That is a good start for them, and well, let's hope for the lads from them that they can actually bring this to that third map.
Well, So far, it seems as if Nemiga is now starting to struggle on their CT side. However, of course, Nemiga also picked up that pistol round on towards their T side, so it's not that weird that we now see a little bit of a comeback to come in from Copenhagen Flames. The big question is, of course, how it will look in the long run. There will be a force buy, there will be Mert standing by with the AK behind that beautiful swing. Which kid doesn't want to swing like that as he's moving up towards... Oh, long to be taken out. Box should not aggress for that rifle.
He doesn't.
I know it's an AK, but he's going to fall back. However, it's also the only AK on the side of Copenhagen Flames as the MP9 from MDS, taking almost no damage, will get a frag of his own. They will now try to redistribute their forces, going more towards an A-side approach, where apparently Copenhagen Flames is now constantly going to as well. The bomb going on towards long. At least they have an AK on towards Jabby, who is a very strong rifler. Now takes down Speed, who is, of course, now trying to over-aggress, trying to see where those players are, but you can just jump from, of course, behind the SWAT car at Bank. So that's a little bit of a waste. Box, however, gunning close. But of course, now the Mac-10 player taking yet another frag for himself. It's going to be a 4-on-2. And Copenhagen Flames saying, well, we have to commit. We have to go for this A-take. And Jabby is leading the charge. So far, not to be seen. MP9 on towards the side is going to be Jabby. Getting close. There will be a flash. There will be a good chunk of damage on towards Jabby. If they go through Bank, they could go for a plant on towards the B side, but there will be players standing by. Jo standing there with the first frag and the second as well. With the Mac-10, of course, he recovered a little bit earlier. Now also upgrading to that AK. A very good reward for his troubles. And a 9-8 lead now for Nemiga, bouncing back instantly. But also expecting a force buy to come in from Copenhagen Flames.
Absolutely, and with that, Nemiga now, well, they're going to face off a tough battle, but I do worry a little bit for Copenhagen Flames. Could still be going to them, and at the same, or well, could still be going to Nemiga, or at the same time though, if Copenhagen Flames toss this back, they've got those Deagles, they've got that Tech 9 there. It's not the best equipment, but it might just do. It might just do.
Well, it's going to be Jabby moving up with the Deagle. We see almost all Deagles apart for the Tech 9 for Manx, who likes to run and gun, as they do nowadays. Of course, the Tech 9. Oh, well, the Tech 9 in the old days, so much better. It was at a moment in time, some people would dare to say, better than the UMP. She had to click a few more times, as we do see Box going down to Jabby. The opening kill is there for the Copenhagen Flames. And why is the Nemiga player going so aggressive solo?
Because he's a Nemiga player.
Oh, that's a very good one, as Mertz will almost get a kill towards Speed. Speed not being low, will be smoked out by himself, going away. It will be Jo to get a frag, and Lollipop as well. Only two more standing for the side of the Nemiga team, as they actually get turned around upon. I want to say two more for the Copenhagen Flames, but it actually goes both ways. They're still a little bit scared that there might be a player in towards the smoke, so they're trying to pre-fire and look if there might be one as the smoke dissipates.
Yeah.
And now we see that 2-on-2. Speed is low. MDS, however, still the M4. Can have a double frag easily if he just gets those headshots going. But it seems to be that A-take. And MDS is currently on B. They're trying to at least spread out, not gamble for a single take. And with Manx still having two flashes, this could be a doable round for the side of Copenhagen Flames. Oh, Defu takes down Speed as well as he tries to peek for intel. And MDS has to rotate all the way via connector, and there will be a diffuser on towards the side. First frag coming in on towards Manx already. Now a 1v1. Dafu already strong in towards this round, having the M4 as well now. And MDS has absolutely no clue where the last player will be. He should be banking on maybe a long peek, and he's going just a little bit too wide. Dafu playing it to perfection. And this is now the comeback already for Copenhagen Flames. Once more equalizing the score, and once more most likely forcing a force blind from the Nemiga. And there will be one to come indeed. Will this just be a force fest? Going back and forth, possibly all the way to overtime?
I mean, it's a solid contention here. You know, it's definitely going to and from. And you see that Copenhagen Flames, with that, now have a solid chance of taking, well, the win here. You know, they can achieve those double digits for themselves. And it is kind of the thing that you know, what you're kind of hoping for. You do always grant the either team that certain milestone, because it is, in a way, a kind of mental barrier to get over as well. You know, once you've reached those double digits, you know that victory is within your grasp. Now, of course, for the case of Copenhagen Flames, that is more of a mile point in the sense that they get those double digits, they're closer to the map win. Then they can actually push it to the third map, which is what they need to do to come out on top here. But right now, Nemiga still has a very good chance of getting this map. Technically, CT side should actually be favored, but that hasn't really shown yet by Nemiga's performance. That still has to really come to fruition. That really has to still, well, become quite clear, I guess, is the best way to put it. The Belarusian team not really putting down the best performance yet.
Well, the first player already went down towards the side of Nemiga, but now they have refragged with a scout on towards, of course, Manx. Speed still standing by, not really a weapon to work with for the side of Copenhagen Flames, apart from, of course, those AKs who can do well on range. They also happen to have a Galil on towards Jabby. They're moving in. It's going to be Box falling. It's going to be Dafu getting another frag as Lolly standing close with the MP9. He will go down, and that's a very good cleanup from the side of Copenhagen Flames. The 9 is forced by of their opponents. And now they have the lead. Now they will go up against the Nico from the Nemiga. And their lead might just increase ever so slightly, round by round, building towards their own map win.
You sound quite certain of that fact, I'd almost say.
Yes.
And who knows, we'll have to see. It's right now looking a bit more favorable for Copenhagen Flames. As you said, you know, their lead has to be built up. Nemiga with a, well, it's not a buy. It's literally just an eco where only one player. Actually, no, this is literally an eco because that's a P2K.
Well, it seems like they are believing, holding on to that feeling. Yet they're maybe not looking the right way because there's a player at Playground, but there's also a player in Underpass. Jo now trying to hold on towards that angle, but nobody's really pushing. And, well, that means it's just a little bit of a waiting game. And Nemiga doesn't know. Well, they will now know, because, of course, the bomb goes down, that Copenhagen Flames just push through the only open side there is. Of course, A itself is open, yet the pathway most people take actually was closed for the time being.
And we'll see if Basso here, his hold is going to be good enough. It's pretty much going to come down to him, at least assuming that Nemiga is going to push through onto this water position. Have to see in a moment. Should be some sort of execute coming, but they might not even want to contest this.
No, you know that there might be a Mach 10. You know there might be more money in there.
Them that money, you know.
And momentum. Like now you're just really playing with their mind, saying, we're not going to it's just going to wait for us. We're not going to let you just do it, as now Jo will actually take down Mertz as well. Of course, that opens up Mertz to just buy whatever he wants, which will most definitely be an AWP, knowing that there will be a Baron coming in from the side of Nemiga. He even is so cheap that he actually asks for a drop as well, but of course that's also a great equalizer to the monetary situation of Copenhagen Flames. So it's a smart play, as we are seeing a pistol armor to come out from Nemiga. They didn't have the money for the AWP, they didn't have the money for a full buy with utility, so they're doing something different. However, Copenhagen Flames is expecting now there to just be a full buy, and they're doing the 5-man boost, and it just looks so beautiful.
It is, right? It's the prettiest thing, honestly.
It's wunderbar.
Wunderbar, indeed. Now, what's not so wunderbar, you can say, is that Nemiga still struggling at those 9 rounds. They haven't reached those double digits, and Copenhagen Flames, for them, it being a bit more beautiful, have now gotten that 2-round advantage, and slowly but surely, that might rise up a little bit. That could just be the risk, of course, for Nemiga. We'll have to see now what they'll do in this sort of, well,
Pistol armor eco.
yeah, pistol armor eco type is the best way to put it. So far, MDF holds it out well. Lollipop 2K can actually switch to this MP9. Good timing, but runs out of ammo. Oh, that would have been insanity if he actually got that shot. Speed 2K, 4K even tries to hold it off, and it is a 2v2 now. A lot of chaos there around Monster, and that does end up working out. Box now dropping her into water. Can go by a short, and Jo here, good positioning from him. Takes out Dafu like that, and now goes to the engagement. But if the follow-up from Box is on time, and indeed it is, the defuse can comfortably on time come in. And for this being an eco-type pistol armor thing, you know, I think, you know, it's a bit difficult to really put a specific term on it. There is a good chance now that Nemiga from this point on, they can actually go for a comfortable buy, because most of the team members of them died, but look at the money that they actually got out of that round. You know, that saved AWP in the hands of Lollipop.
was a very crazy round so far. Lollipop actually stepping up as well, almost converting towards the third. It was scary, but Mertz with, I believe, his last bullet in the Deagle being able to make it work. And Box here as well, not even getting the 2v1, but still being able to, of course, with the damage being dealt earlier, finish things off. 11 to 10, Nemiga coming in closer and closer. Of course, they now want to close things on towards this map, because then they don't have to play a third. We'll be ready, at least we'll be finished for today, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. So now see actually 2 frags coming down in favor of the Copenhagen Flames. That volley doesn't really work too well, as there's a smoke in the way, and the bounce just wasn't right. But at least there will now be a player lead in favor of the Copenhagen Flames.
And let's see if they can actually use that player lead successfully to turn this round around and prevent Nemiga from getting onto that equalizer. It's going to be down to a player like Jabby perhaps coming in clutch at the vital moment, although right now it looks like Copenhagen Flames, they might push through on this short position where Jo can look at one of his fallen teammates. Very dramatic. But it is what it is, you know, the cost of war, as they say.
Well, indeed, it's Jo standing by with the AWP 2 ops currently for the Nemiga side, and that's quite interesting to see from a team that normally plays rather aggressively. There will be that B execute to come in. Well, it's not really an execute, just a walk-on, as they're trying to get in close. AUG for MDS will get the first frag. No, he will be taken out by Basso. And Jo now moving in closer, will get one. Goes for another 1v1 peek as he's moving back more and more towards the short area. Heaven at this moment in time not being smoked off, and Jabby going very low, 2 HP. Is there a nade? No, not unfortunately yet. He's actually able to move up quite close before he will be flashed out by his teammate. Mertz gets the frag in the end. There will be a save on the AWP. It will be 12 to 10 in favor of the Copenhagen Flames. And soon we might go to a third map, and that will be Nuke. And then I think we'll have yet another very close map on our hands.
Oh yes, that would be very interesting. Of course, Overpass being a map with a 38% win rate for Nemiga and the 50% win rate for Copenhagen Flames. Although it has to be said, Nemiga has played 8 times on Overpass in the last 3 months, and for Copenhagen Flames it's a little bit less, it's 4 times. But Nuke is that map whereas once again Copenhagen Flames hasn't played on it as much. For the 5 times that they played, they won 4 times, 80% win rate. And for Nemiga, 13 times, but still posting a 77% win rate. So that is something, well, to be impressed by, and perhaps something a little bit worrying, I dare almost say, for Copenhagen Flames, would mean that they, well, have to fight quite the battle. And Copenhagen Flames, they would maybe also end up, well, in a bit of a more negative situation, I'd say, because Nemiga has that experience, and I feel that their 77% is more impressive because they've posted it over almost 3 times as many maps as Copenhagen Flames just played.
In the meantime, we see Copenhagen Flames just play for water control. There will be a player standing there. However, Dafu, there's also a player in underpass now moving for a flank towards a T-spawn area. That means that now Copenhagen Flames will go for that executed. Flanker will come in a little bit too late. Maybe if they do delay long enough on the side of Nemiga, he will be in time at all. Lollipop will be there, gets his spray down. No, he will go down. Jo, however, will get 2. Bucks will go down, but MDS still at the barrels, will get 2 of his own as well. The flanker has been taken care of, but Mertz is the sole member standing for the side of Copenhagen Flames. He will throw down some flames with the molly as well now in a 1v2, and once more we could see the rounds go to either side. Mertz standing by with the AWP, going for the frag, but he goes down. Of course, being rather low already makes it quite easy for them to take care of him. And 12 to 11. 1 round separates the teams. And looking at the money situation on Copenhagen Flames, they might not be able to buy. However, Jabby is quite rich, so I'm not sure if they will force or if they will go for a pistol armor to then buy next round with maybe 1 Hero AK on towards Jabby.
Always a bit of a question mark, really, how the team's played out, because you've got a lot of choices, but it looks like, yep, it's a buy, and I'd say, you know, you can kind of see a bit of an advantage on the Nemiga side, but this is a pretty close buy still. You know, there's a couple of things that you can see on the Nemiga side that kind of point out that that's also not the best of buys. That, you know, FAMAS, that MP9, and also the lack of diffuse kits on everyone. But we'll see what what either of these teams make out of it. I'd say this is also pretty close by. Boxes starts off well. Can eventually follow. No way. Okay, Box. That should have so much been a frag in his favor, but he then loses that completely. Mangs takes out Jo, and wow, that was not as convincing.
No. More energy.
Yeah, more
Try
energy.
again.
Jo.
Yeah, very good.
There we go. But that does mean quite a negative start for Nemiga to this round. 2-man lost, 5v3. And this could very much become a round that goes in the favor of Copenhagen Flames, especially if Lollipop here looks away at a critical moment. Although now he should hear those steps. He can go for a little bit of a flank type position.
Oh my
and
god, how
we
don't
go.
they know? It's going to be a 3-on-3 and, well, with pushing that A long position, it's going to be a little bit hard for them to still come back. Speed 4K on towards the side. He will miss a shot, but Lolly will get a 4th. Will he get the ace as well? The bomb decides to rotate back towards the B side, and is there a chance that he will get it down and will get the clutch as well? Mangs so far being tagged up slightly. 67 HP makes it doable, of course, as well for MDS to get a 1 headshot kill in. And they don't have a defuse kit, not a single one of the 2 members alive for the Nemiga side, so they really need to move in as a unit. They have to move quick, and they have to take out this player without too much problems. Mangs standing close, will get the first one. Now we have Lollipop for that ace. He will get the ace. He will get the equalizer. It's going to be 12 all, and well, Nemiga so far will start to get some momentum. However, Copenhagen Flames, at least that bomb plant, at least some more money, but I'm not sure how well they are able to buy for themselves.
Honestly, Nemiga here, they do get that equalizer in now, but Copenhagen Flames, they make it a close round, you know, and look at these Vi.GG odds as well, you know, will it go to overtime? I'd say a 3.25, that's a pretty solid chance of overtime, you know, judging by what we've seen in the past.
If you just see it go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
It's very likely to happen. And keep in mind, we're only in the 2nd map so far. I can really see this happening, that it does go to overtime. Of course, at the same time, I feel like there's a sort of kind of two-way split, you know. It can keep going back and forth, but at the same time, you've got your Nemiga, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out some sort of streak, you know, and that is dangerous for Copenhagen Flames. Of course, they could do the same, and for them it is a little bit more important that they actually do pull that off. But Nemiga here, if they put the pressure on now, both teams only need 4 more rounds.
Oh, yes.
So whomever really can get the pressure on either side now means that they can actually just finish this off and go for that sort of, well, map win. And like I said, for Copenhagen Flames, it is a lot more important than it is for Nemiga. Nemiga can still battle that out in the 3rd map, but Copenhagen Flames, they only have 1 more chance, so to speak.
And the big thing is that now Copenhagen Flames doesn't really have the economy to buy. Locks in their hands, maybe a little bit of a pistol upgrade on some, and there will be a P250 on towards Jabby, as there will also be some flashes on towards Basso, but that's going to be everything they can afford. Will be utility coming out from the side of Nemiga. There will be a tag to come in. There will be a nade. There's going to be money. Double kill. Made that a triple, a 4K, maybe back-to-back aces. As Box only needs one more frag and also 1 more shot as well. And he's going to hunt now. He knows he can get this. And it's
the
going to be the ace.
Box, the absolute madman. Of course, we do have to reiterate here, you know, it's an eco ace. It's kind of...
It counts, nonetheless.
It counts, absolutely, but it is a little bit, you know, it's a bit of an easier one, and his nade was solid there as well. The peak in the beginning, you can see it hit. Tons of damage, then that nade comes in and boom.
And he was so scared, like he didn't even take that much damage, but the flashbang really messed with his brain.
I think you can kind of see it as well. You can see the anxiety, like, huh? Oh, wait, I just killed 4 of them, what? And there we go. Yep, clean at the end, and that is a decisive 13th round for Nemiga. Of course, that does mean that Copenhagen Flames now becomes or gets into this situation of having to play it out perfectly now, because otherwise Nemiga, their pressure will be undeniable. And that is kind of the problem. I mean, look at the money on Copenhagen Flames. A couple of hundreds at best for most team members, and with that, if they lose this now, they're going to be forced into another type eco situation, or maybe at best some sort of pistol armor buy.
Well, if they get a plan, maybe they will have a decent loss bonus, but I'm not really sure how far their loss bonus has progressed.
I think it's only a 2 loss bonus or something. It's not a max one. Definitely not a max one. And that makes it equally difficult for Copenhagen Flames. Well, so far it's not equally difficult. So far I'd say these buys are equally divided, but if it does end up, you know, going in favor of Nemiga, then it will be undoubtedly a challenge.
A little bit of pixel angle, and Mertz will actually move past its speed. How did you not spot the player? Goes for a peek with a flashbang as well. Actually puts a lot of pressure and will get the first frag on towards Mertz. That is one of the key players on the side of Copenhagen Flames now taken care of. Flashbangs and mollies will throw in for Copenhagen Flames, but they don't have much utility. Trying to now rotate back towards that B side where there will be 2 players standing. Rotate might come in soon, as now it will be MDS tapping down Dafu. It will be him being low, but Lollipop, of course, still standing by. Flashbang to come in, but Lolly will peek in once more. Only Manx alive, and he will actually get a 4K, or 3K rather, sorry, for himself. 14-12. Nemiga doing really well, and as you said, there might now be a streak coming for Nemiga.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can see it as well, right? Look at the utility level. Oh no, okay. Copenhagen Flames, they do have the max loss bonus now, so you caught me out on that.
But they can't buy yet.
No, basically, it's still a really bad round for them because they just don't have enough money. I'd say at best maybe some upgraded pistols and yeah, a bit of armor on Jabby and
but this is a doubt as well. Do we go for an eco and then play for overtime? It seems like they're going for it. But the ecos have worked out really well so far.
Yeah.
So let's just believe in the Deagles and see if they can pew-pew all the way to, of course, 15-15 or maybe 14-14 and then take the lead.
At this point, I'd say you can pretty much say that the Copenhagen Flames is playing for overtime. Because this, I think they also kind of realize that with Deagles, they're looking at considerably slimmer odds. But it is still quite the danger because, you know, I'm afraid for them, you know. Their full buy is going to have to be perfect after this round. Oh, but that is an aggressive peak. I mean, a bit standard, of course, to expect from an Nemiga player, but still, that is an unnecessary risk that he just took there. He gave an AK to one of your enemies. Jabby now rocking that weapon in his hand. MDS peeking in with a Lollipop. Will they succeed? They get onto the site. A little bit of pressure is there. Speed takes out Mertz. The chance. Speed continues. Takes out Dafu as well. Manx goes down. Jabby, though, throws it back from that long position. But now I believe someone's going to commit for that defuse. And yes, he does. Jo now holds off the angle. Cleanly played out by Nemiga, really. Not that terrible. 2 people only down on their side. They've got their weapons that they can recover. And that means they take that double AK and single AWP to the next round. And now Copenhagen Flames can buy. But Copenhagen Flames have now also committed to winning the next 3 rounds. They have to play for overtime now. And I'm afraid for Nemiga that this, with their reserves, they're in a bit of a better financial spot. But they also they need to get lucky once. Copenhagen Flames need to get lucky 3 times in a row. And statistically, you know, one is more likely to happen than the other. It's all going to come down to those... Yeah, I know, right? What? It's all going to come down to the opening frags. Box this time doesn't lose his life, even though he does take up that aggressive position. Oh, dear. Jo, he takes out Mertz, and that might be the bad start to this round that Copenhagen Flames was not waiting for.
In the meantime, it's going to be Jo still at that pillar on towards B. The pressure soon to come in, maybe, from the Copenhagen Flames. Also trying to contest towards that monster area. There will be utility there from the side of Nemiga, and so far they're not really pushing. There was a player actually at A long trying to see what he can do, but now, of course, with them expecting there to be pressured towards that B side, you should be either on towards Connector or towards the A side, so you can rotate quick. Of course, Connector is a danger, so we will go towards the A side, be able to fall back and either go via Heaven or that gravity area. So far, we're waiting. The push will soon commence. It's going to be MDS to be flashed in. But of course he will be flashed out as well by the opponents. It's going to be Jo with yet another frag on towards Besso. He will go for more, still holding that short angle. It's going to be MDS standing by with Lollipop getting a double kill of his own. Only Manx alive. A 1-tap through the barrier. And a 16-12 for Nemiga to win it with a 2-0 scoreline. And that was quite strong and quite impressive so far by the Belarusian team.
And quite consistent as well, because this is exactly the same result as what Nemiga got in the last map as well. So, hey, props of consistency there. Sadly for Copenhagen Flames, it's kind of, you know, the situation that I predicted where around that 12-12 mark, they didn't really win that critical round. You know, it was important for them to get that round because otherwise their economy was going to be down the drain. And sadly, they didn't win that round. Their economy was bad. They lost the 14th round. Then they had to play it out for overtime because Nemiga got that 15th round. And sadly, because of course, you know,